Today on the Real Estate Question of the Week, we're going to answer a question that we get sometimes, and that is, what is DTI? So stay tuned and we'll tell you all about it. Today we're talking DTI. What is it? What does it mean to me? And so what DTI is, that's called debt to income ratio. And so we're talking about being able to qualify for a mortgage. And so what I wanted to do today is dig in a little bit about that and kind of give you just some simple explanations on what that is and how it is going to affect you in terms of trying to identify what type of house that you can buy, how much you can afford. And so I've got some notes here on the board we're just going to talk about real quick. Again, DTI is just debt to income. And so what's going to happen is when you go to talk to a lender about a mortgage, they're going to collect certain information on you. They want to know how much money you make, obviously, what your expenses are. And what they're trying to determine is a ratio that is referred to as DTI, and that's debt to income. How much money you make versus how much money you're obligated to pay out every month. And so what we're going to do is look at a quick formula to help you identify just a ballpark on what you can get for a home. And so again, this is just a very basic model. It's just kind of an introduction to get you an idea of can you afford a house or how much house you can afford. So if we take a look at this, the first part of it is we're looking at monthly recurring expenses. And these are going to be expenses that are going to be on your tax report. So it's not going to be the groceries that you spend here and there. This is recurring expenses that show up on your credit. And so the most common ones are going to be if you have a vehicle, what your payment is on that vehicle. Any loans, that can be a personal loan, it can be a student loan, credit card minimum payment due. It's not how much you have in terms of how much money is outstanding on it, but it's what is the obligation of your minimum payment due on the credit card. And then obviously we're looking at the house payment that potentially in the house that you're looking for, that's going to factor in as well. So the reason this is important is because a lender is going to take into account, and they're going to look at taking all these expenses that you currently have and then add in that house payment that you're wanting to tackle with a new house, and they're going to look and see and take that and divide it by the monthly gross income that you have. And so that's before taxes. So they take your expenses and then they're going to divide it by the income or your monthly paycheck that you get before taxes are taken out. And that's going to give them the ratio that they're looking for. Now, when we talk about ratio, so I've given an example down here. Generally, you want to be somewhere around 40%, but if you can get this under 50%, different loan types are going to have different ratios that are required. So, this is not just a one size fits all. We're just trying to give you a general idea of where you need to be to start having that conversation about let's start looking for a house. I can afford a house. And so by the example that we have here, just to illustrate how we would figure this out, is let's say we have a $250 a month vehicle payment. Maybe we don't have any loans or student loans, so that would be a zero. Maybe you have a couple credit cards that, monthly minimums total up to about $75. And then we're going to look, okay, I can afford maybe, I'm thinking of about a house payment of $1,100. So they're going to add all these numbers together, and let's say you make $3,500 a month before taxes on your paycheck. So that's what they would do, is they'd take those expenses that we just talked about, divide it by $3,500, which is your income monthly, and that would give us, in this example, a 40% ratio. So obviously that would be pretty good. We could figure that out. Just a couple things, again, not trying to dig into the weeds. If you have student loans, there are some loan products that will kind of discount that. They won't count that as part of your DTI. So if you're worried that, I've got a bunch of student loans, give us a call and we can put you in touch with a lender that, can give you the right loan product. But as a general rule, if you can get that and exclude student loans and you can get that under 50%, then we probably need to go ahead and have a conversation and give you your options on what specific loan types would be available to you based on the ratio that you're at. And just because a ratio is somewhere today doesn't mean that we can work on a couple of numbers to get it down to where it needs to be. And that's where the lender comes in. They're going to analyze the full picture of what your DTI looks like, and they're going to give you recommendations. Okay, if we can pay down this, or if we can change this, then that would get us where we need to be. So we're just trying to identify on the front end if there's a pretty good chance that we can get, a house that we're looking for. And a lot of that's going to be based on what payment that we're looking for in the house. So these are kind of just a general explanation of the things that you need to look at in terms of that debt to income ratio. That's what's going to be one of the most important things when we start calculating, can you actually get a loan? So hopefully this helped kind of explain that. But if you've got questions about this, or you want us to help figure out your DTI and get you in touch with a lender, we're more than happy to do that. So just give us a call and we'll be able to walk you through that. But if you have any other questions regarding this or any other real estate matters, please give us a call and we'll talk to you soon.